I had to use my savings. I remember I even sold my car because when I was in my home country, I was promised that I was going to get paid in pounds. Like, when I looked at the rate, I was like, oh my goodness me, I was going to have a bright future. But the moment I got here, everything was not as I anticipated. The agents that brought me here told me that when I get to the airport, when I'm asked if I've been provided accommodation, I must say yes, that the agent has already arranged accommodation for me. But that's not the case. I got to the accommodation. There was nothing. All the promises they said about the accommodation, it's got everything. There was nothing. There was an empty bed without any bedding at all. First thing, I tried to call them to ask questions. They were not reachable. I spent the first 2 nights without any blankets. In this accommodation, it was like a big lounge that had 4 or 5 beds and mattresses on the floor. We were sharing maybe 4 to 6 ladies in one room.
And one of our biggest issues recently, as with the UK, is of people coming to work in the UK and they're being offered jobs but having to pay a vast amount of money. We've seen people who've had to pay anywhere between £5,000 to £25,000 in order just to secure a visa to come and work here and get the job. Actually, they're deceived into this, they pay this money, they're in debt bondage and have to work that debt off. That can mean working very long hours, not getting paid, living in really bad conditions and actually not having freedom of choice. So they can't choose where they live, they can't take days off.
The distance I was travelling to get to clients was unreasonable. I used to leave at, say, 6 a.m. and only get home at 7 p.m., but only have worked for 2 hours. So the whole day I was out without food, without water, because I wasn't financially stable. The money I had when I got here I used for my upkeep while I was waiting for the agency to give me a job. Then there was a message sent to the chat group that people were not going to get paid, but at the same time I was supposed to pay for my rent. I started panicking. There was someone who kept checking on me. One day she called to check if I was okay. She said, "No, I can see you're not okay." That's when I told them that I'm not going to get paid, but I needed to pay for my rent. And then she was like, "No, it can't be, because I know these people have been paid by the council, so I don't understand why they don't want to pay the staff." Hardly 5 minutes, I got a call from the office asking if I'd been speaking to someone. Then they were like, "Why did you do that?" And then I started getting lots of calls. Maybe after an hour or so, I got a call from a registered manager. She wasn't in the country. She asked me if I had been speaking to somebody. I said yes. She threatened me because she said she was not going to take the fall. From there, they paid me partly and I was able to pay my rent. I told Caroline, at the moment, I'm not working. I've been trying to look for work. I don't have any money to pay my rent. At that particular time, I never thought of food because to me, food was like a privilege. The priority for me was to keep the roof above my head. After a day or so, she called me and told me that she had found me some help with another organisation.
When people are referred to us, again, we work with partners and each partner will be allocated what they need to do in order to provide that support. We have access to other support organisations across Oxfordshire that we can refer into. One of those is ASIOX, who specifically deal with modern slavery victims, so we do refer into them a lot. And again, a lot of our support is person-centred, so it's what that person needs. A one size doesn't fit all. It's about that individual and their circumstances, and we adapt our support that's more suitable to that individual.
I have been warning my friends. If you want to come to the UK or any other part of the world, do check with the agency, because if you hear the agency say you have to pay anything, it's a red flag.
People have a perception of what slavery and exploitation looks like. A lot of people assume it is people from abroad coming to the UK, but actually anybody can be exploited, and equally anybody can be an exploiter. Please, if you're ever asked to pay money for work, please don't do it and come to me. If you are concerned, whether it's happening to you or somebody you know, please don't be afraid to come forward. There is help out there. You will be viewed as a victim and supported as such. We do not want people to think that their abusive situation is by any way their fault. It's not. It's the people exploiting them, and it isn't permanent. It doesn't have to be. We want to give you your freedom back, so please come forward.